And now I need to assign colors to objects. And the first thing is that we want the ball, the sphere, the player, to have a random color to start with. And the random color that it will start with will be taken from this array. So let's go to MonoDevelop. And what we're going to do actually is from the player sphere, we're going to assign a new color right at the beginning. So in the sphere, select the sphere and go in the player script. Double click on the player script. And inside of the start, we're going to create or set up the color. So let's create a new method called setup color, or setup initial color, so that we know it's the first color. Right? And right now we don't have the method, so we're just going to create it after the fixed update and do void setup initial color. And now we're going to pick up a color from the array of the manager reference. So we need a reference to the manager reference. How do we do this? Well, let's get the script. So manager references refs is equal to game object dot find. We're going to find the manager object. So dot find manager dot get component, and the component is the manager references component. Open and close the parentheses and put a semicolon at the end. That's it. So now we have a reference to refs, and just to make sure it's not empty, we do if refs is different than null to make sure we have it. Then we can say we can get an initial color. We can say let's get the number of colors. So int colors count is equal to refs dot colors. So that's the array dot length. Okay, and when you get the length here, it says how many you have. And now let's get a random color. How do we get a random color? Well, we do int random color is equal to random. So we're going to first a random index. So let's get a random index. So random index is equal to random dot range. So we're going to take a range between 0 and the max color, which would be colors count. Now we're going to do -1 because it's inclusive. So -1. All right. And now it's going to pick up a color between 0 and the max of number of colors. So the reason why we're doing this, getting the length, is that if somehow in the future you decide to add more colors, this will be taken care into account. All right. Now that we have a random index, we can get the color. So color new color is equal to refs dot colors. Open the bracket to put the index of the random index. All right. And the random index is lowercase r. Okay, here we go. And now we have a color. So let's assign it to this object. How do we assign it to this object? Well, we need to get the component that changes the color. And if you take a look at the sphere, the component is the sprite renderer. So we need to get the sprite renderer and change its color attribute. Okay, so let's do get component sprite renderer dot color is equal to, and now we put the new color. All right, and that's it. Now we can save this, and this is supposed to work right away. So if we go back to Unity, every time we're going to press play, it's going to change color. So I'm going to press play and take a look at the sphere. Right now, the color is green. I know because I can see it here, but somehow we don't see it here. So something is going on here that it's not applying. So we need to figure this out, okay? All right. And let's see what will be the next one. If I press play again, okay, the color is also a different color. Now, the reason why this might not work is that because the alpha is at 0. So we need to make sure that the alpha goes all the way to 255. All right? So let's go ahead and do that. Well, we can do get color. I'm sorry. So we're going to actually get the component. That's probably the easiest way. So I'm going to cut this and do sprite renderer and call it renderer is equal to get component sprite renderer and semicolon. Now I can do renderer dot color is equal to new color, and then renderer dot color dot a is equal to 1. Now sometimes we cannot assign it straight here. I need to create a new color, but let's give it a shot like that. All right. So I'm going to save it. Don't forget to save. Go back to Unity, and then I have some problems here. It says that consider storing the value in a temporary variable. Okay, I cannot modify the value a straight, and that's exactly what I thought. I cannot do this straight. So the best way is to remove that and create a new color from that. Now, how do we do this? Well, it's either we do that, or maybe if we go back to Unity and we take a look at the colors that are stored in the manager, maybe the problem is that we don't have an alpha and we need to add the alpha. So let's take a look at the colors here. And yes, that's exactly what the problem is. You see that the alpha is at 0. Take it all the way to 255, okay? All the way there. And do the same for all the colors here, okay? And that's what's going on. So select them all and move it up. Okay, so I don't know why by default Unity put the alpha at 0, but we should not. We should have the alpha at 1 so that you can see it. All right. Now, let's press play and let's take a look at it. All right, we have a green color. Now I'm going to press play again and show you that it just picks random colors. Now it's blue, and if I keep going, it just go ahead and and take random colors. So that's exactly what we want here. Perfect. Now we are done with the colors here, and as you can see, even though it changes color, I can still play with it. That's not a problem. As you can see, it works perfectly. Okay, so I can play with it. Excellent.